Hey there. Yeah, it's true. I spent a full week sailing in Croatia at the end of March. And not just any sailing trip, but I was able to sail on a catamaran with a group of mountain bikers. I'm gonna explain how this came to be because this trip was rather spontaneous, and I feel incredibly lucky to have started my sailing journey here. A few weeks before, my partner got a call from a friend of ours inviting us both on his work trip, for my partner to help skipper the boat with him, and for me to help them with anything I could and just learn along the way. After some rescheduling, we bought our plane tickets, and that was it. The plan was to hop around the Dalmatian Islands, south of Trogir, which is where we started out from. Mountain bike by day, scouting the trails, and finding new anchorages each night. So let's go back to the beginning when we flew into Split and got settled on board. Waiting for the bus. It's fresh. We flew into Split actually, and then drove the short way to Trogir, which is where this big harbor is and where a lot of charter boats take off from. And here we met our super cool crew of a few local Croatians who work for a company called Island Hopping, which I can tell you more about later. They were helping us load up all the biking gear. They provided all the gear, they would offload, and they were kind of our guides for the week. How you feeling? This is our little cabin.
That's cool. We're prepared everything, nice and cozy.
We just made the bed and
open, so we might close it because it's gonna rain.
Yeah, it's a bit wet outside, but we're just
a little bit open.
Get some air. We have a fan. We have like Swedish style sheets where we each get a little comforter. I mean, this is luxury. There's my book. We put our backpacks in there. This opens and we have life vests, our luggage, our dirty shoes, and our jackets, like sailing pants.
I don't remember that.
We have a card game, and we have some other emergency toiletries, like more like first aid, and our
some gloves and stuff, and some socks.
the free diving socks. We even have our own little curtains, and yeah, we're just getting settled in. What are your first impressions?
It's good.
It's a beautiful big boat. I mean, it's definitely luxury.
So it's cool. They give us a cabin quite forward, so you're further away from the engines.
Oh, that's nice. So we get less noise and stuff.
Less noise. You sleep a little bit in awkward position.
I don't.
Compared to movement.
Oh, okay. I was like, it doesn't seem awkward.
Sideways.
Gotcha. Are most of the beds facing this way usually on this type of boat?
The ones at the back, yeah.
Okay.
But
and then is anyone staying in the skipper's quarters?
yeah,
like,
there's two cabins are not used.
Okay. So cool. We're gonna hang out with everyone. Show you the boat later.
See you. Bien, non, pas bien. content?
Tu fais quoi maintenant?
Voilà, j'essaie de regarder comment configurer. Oh dear. Il y a un écran Tesla. Ah, j'ai jamais vu. You know what MOV stands for?
Mode of boat.
Look at the little guy.
Man overboard.
Man overboard.
I like mode of boat better. Sport mode. Okay, so Breeze just told me here we have the depth, which changed really drastically. It was just at 29 meters and now it's at 97 meters. Then we have our speed over water, which is 6.3 knots. Then the wind is 17.8 knots, right?
No.
No.
That's,
Wait, why did I think that was
that's
the
the
wind?
distance to.
Oh,
to
sorry,
where we go.
distance to the...
To the waypoint.
Sorry, we don't have
17
that.
nautical miles from where we want to go.
And our current trajectory is we're at the
It's the
173 degree. It's called the heading. Learning.
Every time you're on, you reach around 100 meters deep, it just doesn't get really accurate anymore.
Really?
It's
Why?
not accurate. Because there's no point being accurate past that depth. It's not
Okay.
interesting.
Okay.
This is really made for making sure you don't hit the bottom. That one was more. Actually, yeah, it's kind of okay. Because he said maybe we go here, maybe we go here.
We're heading here.
It's
the island of Bees. Bees. You look good in your overalls.
We have the same.
I'll put them on, don't worry. What's going on there?
He's trying to hide the pea sticks.
What do you mean? Oh yeah, the extra zipper. Doesn't get better than this. Day one, morning one. Ah! Yes, saw him. Come closer. Ah! There he is again. After a few hours on the water, this was our arrival into the first island on our trip, which was the island of Vis.
Yeah, you're not the only vlogger around. Look at us like, crank that chain! So it reminds you of California. C'est quoi ça à gauche? C'est un château? Pas mal, hein?
We were basically biking around the whole 40 kilometers of the island, while the more advanced people were going into some of the trails, and we would meet up with them a bit later. This town where we stopped for a little coffee and to meet up with them was clear on the other side of the island from where we started, and it was kind of like our halfway point.
What do you think?
Very nice. Like, I want to come here every during the off season. And when I say paradise, I really meant it. I was blown away on the first day. I mean, it was nothing less than magical. The color of the water, the peace and silence, even in the villages, but especially outside of the villages, it was incredible.
She found her cats. She happy. Vous avez les couleurs de fou. The hell of home.
For some context here, this was the steepest and longest section of the day to the very top of, I think it was the highest peak on this island.
Steep of hell. We lost her. She gone. I mean, she's probably somewhere behind. Let's see if she appears. Back of the pack. She comes. Hey, she's on it! Hi, Mike! Who's coming? Come on! You're almost there!
Don't mock me.
No, it's good!
I can't stop her.
C'est pour Achille, si vous voulez se marier à l'église.
I We finished that 40-kilometer day with a fat pizza for a very late lunch, and then we headed back to the boat to change location and find our spot for the night.
Who's the captain? Hey, hi!
Hi, Manny. I am zigzagging a lot. Why? It's like I can't see. As soon as it starts turning, it's turned too much. Day 2!
Day 2!
Riding up the hill. Well, it's not uphill yet.
A bit more vegetation today. Je crois que j'ai perdu Amour. Peut-être elle est derrière, je sais pas. Amour! J'ai perdu Amour. Allez!
This day, Tommy and I were kind of left to our own devices. Of course, the guides told us where they recommended to go, but we were on our own and we just found the most beautiful scenery. I don't think we saw another person this whole time. It was another 37-kilometer day, which felt really good actually.
She's off-roading, she's off-roading! Oh no, she calls it off the grid.
Another day, another hill. We went through many more olive groves like that, and we almost felt like we were in people's personal farming area, but there was this bike path, so we were much more on a dirt path this day, and just bay after bay of super blue, clear water, just quiet little villages here and there. It was super nice.
Comment ça va, Maggie Mag? Ouais. C'est bien ici, c'est sympa. Les pierres, les cailloux.
Et aussi le... Ah, là. We even tried to do a little side mission and tried to see a big cave, but it was closed for the off-season, so we just kind of looked through the fence. And we were a little bit pressed for time this afternoon, so we didn't stop the whole route. We were trying to meet the other guys after their trails at the boat to move the boat again while it was still light and warm out. So we're finding out that Croatia has just 50 meters chilling right off the coast, right off the cliffside. There's just 50 to 70 meters often for diving, which is insane. Yesterday we went in the water a little bit, but it was freezing, even with wetsuits, so we didn't last very long. But we did a little look around, and right now it's morning of day 3. We dropped off half or more than half of the boat to do some mountain biking, but they're going to go on the other side of the island, so we're actually motoring around to meet them in a different anchorage. I think tonight we're actually staying in a port. So we've been anchoring the last 2 nights, which has been amazing. Really quiet, we're the only boat in the area this time of year. So that's been super special. But right now it's just chill, taking a roll. Tommy's captaining, and the other friend that deals with bikes is droning and helping out as well. So it's a nice morning. How are you feeling, Captain?
Captaining. ice here, they say.
I like the sound of that. Day 2 had been spent on the island of Korčula, and now day 3 we were on the island of Hvar. Sorry for my pronunciation. And today we were mostly on boat duty and we didn't take the bikes out. Also, proud moment to see Tommy park the boat this day. We just had a very chill lunch at a local place. It was pretty much a canteen, only open for people working in this town. Our bike guide showed us the spot, and then we're just having a little walk around, waiting for the rest of the guys to come back from their mountain biking today. And then we're gonna move it again.
We'll move an anchor in a nice place. We can sleep there and snorkel and
Paddleboard maybe.
maybe even have a hike here.
Yeah.
Private place. So many people around here. There's no one.
There's no one. All the boats are just docked.
Too much civilization around.
But we've been spoiled with our anchorages, so we're gonna go find a little bay. As usual, we moved the boat again to find a really private anchorage, and this was our spot for the night, which was just absolutely gorgeous. Some of us went to the shore to take a walk and do a little HIIT workout, and others were paddleboarding around. We did some snorkeling here, even though the water was freezing. Not to be done again for the rest of the trip. It's okay. We capped off the night by cooking some dinner and hanging out, reading a little bit of our books, and going to bed.
What are we doing today?
We're taking a hike to the tallest cliff in the Adriatic Sea.
Well, first we're taking a hike to the monastery. It's
Old and abandoned monastery.
and we left our
humble home.
down there. I'm gonna try to hike to here. Apparently there's some caves also around, so we'll hike around.
Yeah, that'll be quite cool.
Petit cactus.
At the monastery. Our friend told us it's between the 12th and the 15th century. Les oiseaux. Incroyable.
Viens, je t'invite dans ma maison. Je vais déménager ici. Le salon. Là, on peut voir la cheminée.
Bah ouais.
Ça, c'est la chambre, grande chambre. Salle de bain.
Très rustique. Oh.
Non, comme ils ont construit sur la dalle, c'est magnifique. Petit rigole. Ah, il y a encore les peintures. Oh, well, this has been renovated before. It's not all 12th century, I think.
I'm very curious now, though, to look up what parts are. I mean, this stone is incredible. Yeah, I hear it. Oh. T'es où? Marco! Tu vois quoi?
Les gens ils viennent encore dormir ici.
No. Oh shit, that scared the shit out of me. Non. Ça c'est la cuisine ou la petite chambre?
Come on in.
Preserved, yeah, inside.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Every little window lookout. Like, look at this. I think this is just a lookout. So this seems to be the main structure that you see when you walk up. But now I'm heading towards the other structures in the back. I can't imagine a better spot. This looks like a little chapel. I'm really inspired to look up the history of this place now in depth and actually read more about it. It feels really special here. Picking asparagus.
For dinner, real.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the monastery we were at way up there. And then we went to a cave way up there. I think it was actually around the corner. It's not this one. More asparagus for dinner tonight?
Yeah, I hope so.
Your own personal dock? There he comes with the tender. Day 5 started with a little transfer from our anchorage in Brač to go towards Omiš, which is actually on the mainland of Croatia. We were kind of at the tail end of our trip, making our way back towards Split. And even though we were so desperate to sail, each time we made a transfer, it didn't always happen. We would try to raise the sails if we had enough wind, but sometimes it was just for a quick drive and we had to bring them down again. I felt it was still a really good experience for me to see our friend Brice and Tommy maneuvering the sails at least, and we did get to sail a few short times when there was enough wind, but just another reason to go back and sail another time. And I guess that's kind of the trade-off. Like, we took this trip in technically the off-season for sailing, and that's just the game you play.
On va où là? Le fort.
On est sur le deuxième plus haut montagne.
T'arrêtes? La belle vue. Peut-être, mais là c'est la belle vue.
I just want to make a quick disclaimer here that I am practicing my French and I too am cringing when I'm listening to it. Cute little castle fort with the square tops for the guys to fight crime from. I've never been to one like this. It looks so classic.
How long do you think it's gonna take us to get there?
I'm gonna guess 45 minutes?
45 minutes?
One way, yeah.
I'm gonna say
Maybe
15
less.
minutes.
No.
Alright, let's see who
Yeah,
goes.
let's clock it.
It's 1:30. Let's
Good.
get going. Et il est quelle heure? 45.
15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Il a gagné.
C'est joli, hein?
C'est hiver ou pas?
Ah, il est déjà en haut.
Wow, il fait beau. Oh, la vue est belle. I imagine there is so much climbing just not bolted there. There's a little river which feeds out to where our boat is anchored. So yes, we made it to the fort after the other peak. It was on the way back down. We were alone now because unfortunately one of our friends twisted his ankle, so he went back down with his girlfriend, and we just explored the fort really quickly. We saw a little gray snake on the way up. Luckily it wasn't a viper, which we were told are really common in Croatia, especially that time of year. So we just took in the nice views and again saw our little boat here from afar. Even though this place is still really calm, it was probably the most civilization we'd been in since the beginning of the trip. And here you can see us looking back at Brash, where we came from, and where we were actually going back to again that evening. We just were thinking that we wanted to anchor as long as possible because we were getting really spoiled and we didn't want to stay in a port. Day 6, I spent by myself exploring Split and a really nice big park nearby because the whole rest of the crew went kind of city mountain biking, you could call it. I actually didn't film much from the last 2 days because everyone was disbanding on day 7, but there was one magical moment I witnessed at this beautiful church because it happened to be Easter weekend, and I just want you to hear some of this. All we had left to do was get one last coffee and Split before the airport, and we headed back home. I really hope you enjoyed taking the journey with me and sailing Croatia. I'm gonna pop the information for the group island hopping in the description because they're a really cool crew and they really knew what they were doing, really showed us a good time. I'll see everyone next time.